On November 29, 1981, Natalie Wood, a beloved actress and star of films like West Side Story and Rebel Without a Cause, drowned in the cold waters off Catalina Island. Her death was ruled an accident, but the mystery surrounding that fateful night has haunted Hollywood ever since. Was it truly an accident, or is there more to the story? Prepare yourself as we dive into one of Hollywood's darkest secrets, the mysterious death of Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood was more than just a star. Born in 1938, she began acting at the tender age of 4. By her teenage years, she had already earned her place among the brightest in Hollywood. Her performances were captivating, and she was loved by millions for her talent and charm. Behind the spotlight, Natalie led a life that appeared glamorous and enviable. She married actor Robert Wagner not once but twice, as their relationship spanned decades. Together, they were Hollywood royalty. But underneath the surface, their marriage was not as perfect as it seemed. It was Thanksgiving weekend in 1981 when Natalie Wood, her husband Robert Wagner, actor Christopher Walken, and the boat captain Dennis Davern set sail on the yacht Splendor to Catalina Island. The group was enjoying a getaway, but things soon took a darker turn. The night of November 28th, tensions escalated between Wagner and Wood. Witnesses reported hearing them arguing in their cabin before Wood disappeared. What happened next remains one of the most debated mysteries in Hollywood. According to Wagner, around 11 p.m., he noticed that Natalie was missing. Her body was found the next morning, floating face down in the water. She was wearing a nightgown, socks, and a jacket, puzzling attire for someone supposedly trying to get into a dinghy to leave the yacht. The official report ruled her death as an accidental drowning, stating that she had likely fallen into the water while trying to secure the dinghy. But the details didn't add up. There was bruising on her arms and legs that suggested a struggle, and alcohol was found in her system. Initially, the authorities accepted Wagner's account of what happened. But over the years, suspicions grew. In 2011, the case was reopened after the boat captain, Dennis Davern, publicly stated that Wagner had something to do with Natalie's death. Davern claimed that Wagner was furious with Natalie and that the argument grew violent before she went missing. He said that Wagner delayed calling for help and discouraged anyone from searching for her that night. Was this an admission of guilt or the ramblings of a man looking for attention?
That evening, after you searched the boat, you could not find Natalie Wood. What happened next?
Well, I went back to Robert Wagner and said she was nowhere on the boat. And I said, let's turn on the searchlight. We had a very big searchlight. And I said, let's turn on the searchlight to see if we could see her. And he says, we're not going to do that. He said, no. And I said, well, let's call the restaurant. He said, we're not going to do that either. So we stood there, and I was just devastated. I think I was actually in shock. And Robert Wagner poured me a drink, and it was like it was like torture that was going on. And after a couple hours, I said, we have to call the restaurant. So we called the restaurant, and right after that, people from the restaurant came out to the boat, and they said that we should call the Coast Guard. We need to call the Coast Guard. So the Coast Guard was contacted, and they were going to start doing their search. And by now it's getting daylight, and they came back to the boat and they say they found Natalie Wood's body floating, and the dinghy was somewhat nearby her.
Robert Wagner has always denied any wrongdoing, maintaining that Natalie's death was a tragic accident. But in 2018, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department named Wagner a person of interest in the case. Though no charges have ever been filed, many still question his role that night. Is Wagner truly hiding something? Or has he been unfairly haunted by suspicion for decades? The lack of clear evidence has left the case in a state of perpetual uncertainty. Several theories have emerged over the years, each more haunting than the last. Some believe that Natalie accidentally slipped and drowned in a tragic series of events. Others think her death was the result of foul play, whether by Wagner or someone else aboard the yacht that night. Could Natalie have been trying to flee a fight? Did something more violent occur before she went overboard? Or was it simply a tragic misstep on a dark night at sea? These questions continue to divide experts, fans, and investigators alike. Despite decades of speculation, the truth behind Natalie Wood's death remains elusive. Her case was officially ruled as drowning and other undetermined factors, leaving room for doubt and endless questions. One thing is certain, Natalie Wood's life was tragically cut short, and Hollywood lost a star that still shines brightly today. As the investigation lingers on, so too does the mystery of her death, one that may never be fully solved. Natalie Wood's death is one of the most enduring mysteries of Hollywood. Despite years of speculation, we may never know exactly what happened that night. What do you think? Was it an accident or something more sinister? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more untold stories and mysteries that continue to haunt us.